say, Street Fighter's covered up at the moment. Need to do some bit of maintenance on some of the other bikes. Today, looking at the Varadero. I have used it occasionally through the winter. Obviously we took it out the other weekend just to give it a run, but it needs a bit of maintenance, because apart from that it has been basically stored up for the winter. So battery's out at the moment, that's on the bench, having a bit of a charge. Need to have a look at the brakes. Noticed a bit of binding, obviously with the bad weather we've had, so basically take out the calipers, just free up the pistons a bit, do a bit of maintenance on them. Yeah, so that's both fronts, and then obviously look at the rear as well, and just take out this back end bit and give that a bit of a clean up, relube the chain. Obviously there's quite a bit of play in there, so that could do with a bit of a tighten up, so we'll do that as well. And just generally it's just winter grime and dirt, so we'll give the bike a really good clean. Basically strip back some of the parts, just give them a good clean through, getting it ready basically for the spring and the summer. I alternate between, obviously the bikes I showed you in the last video, I alternate between the three. Primarily through the winter I've been using the XL1000, but this is my normal ride. As I say, so it's been packed up for most of the winter. It's had the odd journey out, but so we're going to concentrate on some basic maintenance. As I say, the battery's on the bench charging at the moment, just giving that a bit of a boost. First job is going to be the front brakes, so I'll get them out and show you how basically I clean them up, free up. But it is just a general clean up, just to get all this grime and dirt off that's accumulated. Have a look at the forks as well, just give them a wipe down, and just make sure everything's all working, because obviously I will be using this quite heavily during the spring and the summer. This is going out on a fairly large trip, and then we've got another big trip for September, which I'll actually take the ST on, and this one can have a rest. So let's get started. Right, let's crack on with these brakes. Those who aren't familiar with XL1000 Varaderos, it uses Honda's CBS system, which is a combined braking system. Basically in the front caliper there's 3 pistons. When you apply the front brake, the outer 2 pistons engage, the middle one doesn't, and it brings in the back piston as well. And obviously if you apply the back brake, obviously the middle piston in the front engages, and also the back. As I said earlier, we did take this out for a trip, and they did seem to be binding a bit, so I'm going to take these out today, just give them a bit of a clean up. Now, to move the pistons apart, I'm actually going to use one of these brake spreader. There's a link in the description below of where you can get these. Handy piece of kit, but I'll show you how to use that. So obviously the first thing is we've got 2 12mm bolts on this side, and this side we've got 2 Allens. So we're going to get this side out first. as expected, they are a bit stiff. As you can see in there, they need a really good clean up. Obviously I'm not going to detach it from the brake system because to bleed this system is quite intense. So I'm actually going to leave them to one side, pull out the pads, which is basically done via this screw here. There we go, there's the grub screw that covers the Allen bolt in there, and that's the pin. Out come the pads. So we're going to clean them up afterwards. As you can see, there's the pistons, and they are pretty well gunked up. So what I'm going to do first is just pump these brakes out a little bit so I can then get these cleaned up. That piston's pumped out, that one's stuck. So what I'm going to need to do now is actually keep this in place while I pump again, so hopefully this other piston will work its way out. So using the spreader tool, just wind it back in. I've managed to push that one back. That one's now pumped out, so I can give that a good clean up. Mind your fingers. So as you can see in there now, that's freed up. I'm just going to give the middle a bit of a clean out, and then I'll do the middle piston, which is operated by the back brake. Right, now I'm going to pump the back brake slightly. And that started to bring out the middle piston. Started to move, so we'll give that a quick clean up. Back in nicely. It's actually not that bad, so just a quick clean up with some wire wool. nicely back in, and then you just restore the 2 bolts. Obviously copper grease. Put them up to the correct settings from the manual. And that's one side done. With the other side, exactly the same. The only difference is obviously this is Allen screws. So I'm going to crack on with that. Join me again next time where we work at the back of the bike. I've got the battery to replace, and also obviously looking at the chain, loop the chain up, and obviously tighten the chain. So join me again next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.